Hi, it's Noga from Vegan Noga. If you suffer from a fear of tofu or a slight aversion to tofu, you're not alone, and to be honest, I don't blame you. I also seriously disliked tofu the first few times that I tried it out. But I gave it another chance, and then I found out that A, I wasn't using it correctly, and B, that after giving it a few real chances, I actually got accustomed to the flavor, and nowadays I can eat it entirely plain. So really just keep watching to see what you can do to help your tofu phobia. My number one piece of advice is to experiment, experiment, experiment. I have a few suggestions from the experiments that I've done the last few years, and let's get to it. So my first tip would be to dry out the tofu before you start using it. You can either use a kitchen towel or a cheesecloth, anything to squeeze the tofu between the cheesecloth and dry it out, so that when you soak it in marinade, the marinade just absorbs into the tofu and gives it a really nice flavor. And you can soak the tofu in the marinade for an hour or two, or even if you have an option to soak it overnight, is a really good way to go. And then you can just saute it in any stir fry that you wish to with vegetables, and it's a really cool way to kind of like bring up the flavor in the tofu. Another really nice option that I like is making a kind of cheesy sauce, blending different ingredients that you like with the tofu and pouring it over cooked pasta, and then just baking it, and it's kind of like a mac and cheese type of dish. Really good. Another really simple dish is tofu cream cheese. Blending a tofu with a few herbs that you like, maybe some nuts, maybe a clove of garlic, and blending it all, letting it sit in the fridge. If it's a bit too firm, you can add some plant-based milk that you have, so soy milk, almond milk, doesn't really matter, just to make it a bit more creamy. And another really nice dish with tofu is actually a sweet one, tofu cheesecake. Blend all the ingredients together, just put it in a container and refrigerate it for a few hours until it sets. You can play around with different flavors. If you like lemon cheesecake or blueberry cheesecake or chocolate cheesecake, you're free to make the changes, and you can also try out all of those options. I know that some of you are also concerned about the health aspects, and no, although I have been eating tofu liberally for the past 2 years, these babies have not grown any bigger, so sorry to disappoint, but You shouldn't listen to everything you hear. But you know what? Don't take my word for it, okay? Let's take a look at what some experts have to say. So let's begin with Dr. Neil Barnard's blog. Many years ago, researchers found that soybeans, like many plants, contain natural isoflavones, I don't know how to pronounce that, whose chemical structure is somewhat similar to human steroid hormones like testosterone or estrogens, leading some to speculate that soy might have hormonal effects increasing cancer risk in women, for example. Over the years, these biological issues have been studied in detail, and in 2008, 8 prior studies conducted in Asians and Asian Americans were combined in a meta-analysis. The populations were selected because they have a very wide range of soy intake, from almost none to very high. It turned out that instead of soy products causing cancer, they appeared to help prevent it. Women with the highest soy intake, including soy milk, tofu, and similar products, had 29% less risk of breast cancer compared with women who generally skipped soy. By 2014, 35 studies were summarized in a new meta-analysis showing that women eating the most soy products had a 41% reduction in the risk of breast cancer. In other words, soy products are protective. They reduce the likelihood of getting cancer, and for women previously diagnosed with breast cancer, they reduce the odds that cancer will ever come back. That said, a healthy plant-based diet is not the soybean cheerleading club. Soy is not essential. The key nutritional theme to remember is that vegetables, fruits, beans, and whole grains are healthful, and you can have tofu or not. But soy products are extremely versatile and are far healthier than burgers, milks, and cheeses they replace, and they may well have health benefits of their own. This is from the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, PCRM. So, like most other plant foods, the most healthful choices are those that are minimally processed so they retain all their original nutrients. But because soy products are so widely consumed, some people have raised the question as whether they are safe or not. Let's take a look at what medical studies show. So, cancer prevention and survival. Epidemiological studies have found that soy protein may reduce the risk for cancers including breast, colon, and prostate. Studies show that women who include soy products in their routine are less likely to develop breast cancer compared with other women. Then they go on and discuss a certain study. What about women who have been previously diagnosed with breast cancer? The Women's Healthy Eating and Living study showed that women previously diagnosed with breast cancer gain a major advantage by incorporating soy products in their diet. Those who consumed the most soy products cut the risk of cancer recurrence or mortality in half. Why should soy products reduce cancer risk? Most research has zeroed in on phytoestrogens found in soybeans. Phyto means plant. Some researchers have suggested that these compounds somehow block the effects of estrogens. However, that does not appear to be the entire explanation, as diet effects may also benefit people with estrogen receptor negative cancers. Fertility. Other concerns include whether soy has a negative effect on reproductive health. However, studies in both men and women have shown that soy did not hinder reproduction. Male hormones. Soy products have no adverse effect on men and may help prevent cancer in men. The Food for Life Cancer Project. Research studies show that men consuming soy have less prostate cancer and better prostate cancer survival. In Asia, where tofu, soy milk, and other soy products are commonly consumed, not only is the population healthier overall, but cancer and heart disease are much rarer than in the United States and Europe, and longevity is greater. As these populations differ in other ways, Asians eat much less meat and dairy products and generally exercise more. I'll give a link to this article for you to read more about it. Another popular question is, does soy interfere with thyroid function? Certain foods, perhaps most notably soy, have been linked to the development of hypothyroid problems, but this is still controversial. Along with soy foods, millet and cruciferous vegetables such as cabbage, kale, kohlrabi, rutabaga, cauliflower, mustard greens, radishes, broccoli, Brussels sprouts contain goitrogens, thyroid suppressants, and or progoitrogens, thyroid stimulants, which, though they probably do not adversely affect persons with optimal thyroid function, may affect those with thyroid conditions if they are frequently consumed. Lightly steaming these foods, for the most part, kills these thyroid-suppressing substances. Other dietary factors that may inhibit thyroid function include synthetic and genetically modified animal products, vitamin and mineral deficiencies, most notably vitamin A, B, zinc, iron, and selenium, excess intake of polyunsaturated fats. I think that can put our minds at ease regarding consumption of soy products and tofu in general. And if you're also worried about GMO or non-GMO, take a look at this piece of information from the USDA, United States Department of Agriculture. Processed soybeans are the world's largest source of animal protein feed and the second largest source of vegetable oil. So I avoid oil, and I also avoid eating the animals which are fed processed soybeans, which are most likely not non-GMO. I recommend you do the same and just go and buy your own tofu. It's really easy to find non-GMO tofu in all of Canada and the US. Easy. I hope this has given you some ideas to start experimenting with. And you know what, even if you end up not liking tofu, that's totally fine. You don't have to eat tofu as a vegan. There's so many other things you can eat: tempeh, black beans, broad beans, kidney beans, black-eyed peas, chickpeas, lentils of all sorts, orange lentils, green, brown, black lentils, split peas, mung beans, whole grains, rice, millet, wheat, barley, quinoa, root vegetables, non-starchy vegetables, leaves, nuts, seeds, avocados, olives, entire range of amazing fruit. As a vegan, you really have no problem not eating tofu. But I still recommend it because I personally love it, and as I just showed you, you can make so many things with tofu. So please like this video if you found it helpful, and let me know how your experience with tofu has been. And subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!